Guys, it is literally a winter wonderland outside today. There is so much snow, not a particularly nice sky to look at, but look at all the snow falling. I love snow so much. Hello you guys and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about Vancouver clothing essentials for surviving the fall, winter, and spring here in beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia. For those of you who do not live in Vancouver and are coming from outside of Vancouver, whether that be in Canada or internationally, I wanted to take some time to share with you what some of the Vancouver clothing essentials are for surviving the fall, winter, and the spring. Vancouver's weather is relatively temperate. I don't want to say that Vancouver has very extreme weather. It's pretty predictable, and more often than not, extreme is 5 centimeters of snowfall. However, I love snow so much. I think it's beautiful. I think it's fun to play in. Sure, it makes things a little bit colder and makes your hair all gross when it lands on it, but that aside, snow is beautiful. The clips that I showed you at the beginning of this video, I'm sure you could understand why it is really important to make sure that you have the proper clothing for Vancouver. But when it comes to being prepared for the rain and the cold and the dampness, there are a few essentials that you need to have so that you can walk around campus comfortably and not get soaking wet. With that being said, the very first clothing item that I dub essential, a water-resistant or waterproof jacket. Now, you can get a winter jacket that's thick and warm and fluffy and cozy. That's great. But if it is not water-resistant, it is not going to do you any good. It is worth investing in good clothing because it will carry you through for years and years. I'm not sitting here telling you to go and buy a $300 rain jacket. What I am telling you is to go and buy a good one, making sure that you have a warm, water-resistant rain jacket, raincoat, or winter coat of some sort is very, very important for staying warm here in Vancouver. This here is my lovely closet where I keep all of my jackets. This guy right here is my super light rain coat slash windbreaker. It kind of doubles as both, which is really, really nice. This jacket I think on sale was about $60, which is pretty reasonable. And then my more serious winter coat is this guy right here. This one has definitely seen its day. I wear it almost every single day. So I definitely got my use out of it. And I think I also got it on sale at a clearance outlet or something for like $80, which is pretty reasonable for a winter coat. The only thing I would say is that it's not super water resistant anymore, which is a little unfortunate, but that's where this guy comes in. And again, if I put a super warm sweater on underneath, I'm usually okay with that. Having options is nice, but at the end of the day, you really only need something that is going to keep you dry and keep you warm. So whatever form that takes, get it. That's what you need. The next thing that I would say is absolutely essential when it comes to staying warm is the hat and mitts or gloves of some kind. Now, this is pretty straightforward. Any toque will do, any mitts or gloves will do, so it doesn't really matter where those come from or what they are, so long as they keep your hands and your head warm. Now, the next thing is not an essential per se, but I am a sucker for cozy sweaters. Not that having a cozy sweater is essential to survive the Vancouver winter, but I will say it does make it a lot more comfortable and very nice and very warm, and that is something I greatly appreciate. These are my lovely cozy sweaters. I think I've got like 5 cozy sweaters, so like this guy here, and then I have this overcoat right here. This is my newest addition. I love it so much. It is so warm. And then I've got this guy, which is super big, super puffy, super warm. And then I also have this one over here that I got a while ago, but I love just as much. So as I said, cozy sweaters are personally one of my essentials because they keep me super warm, they keep me comfortable, and I think they're cute. So that kind of takes care of the upper half of your body. Having a hat, a jacket, mitts, and a cozy sweater is great. It will keep you warm and keep you dry, which is the most important part here. The other trick to Vancouver though is dressing in layers. You can go outside and initially feel cold, but if you're dressed in super warm things, you can heat up really fast. I usually wear between 2 and 3 layers. Some sort of shirt, some sort of sweater, and then a jacket. This is completely up to personal preference and how warm or cold you like to be. I hate being cold and I get cold so easily. So for me, wearing lots of layers and warm things is very important to actually staying comfortable. In terms of the lower half of your body, it is completely up to you what you wear. you probably should have some sort of water resistant pair of pants with you, whether that's for walking around in the rain or rolling around in the snow when it does snow. It's completely up to you. It's probably warm enough to just wear a pair of jeans in the winter, but any pair of pants will be okay. You don't really need to worry about completely decking yourselves out from head to toe here. So long as your upper body is warm and you're wearing something comfortable in your lower half, you should be just fine. When it comes to your feet, making sure that you have a very warm pair of shoes or boots that are water resistant is crucial. I also like to typically pair those types of shoes with ridiculously fuzzy socks. I love fuzzy socks. I just love anything cozy. My feet are always cold, both in a metaphorical sense, but then also in a literal physical sense. So I've got 2 pairs of boots that I would classify as winter boots, and then 1 pair that kind of doubles as winter and fall boots. The ones I have at home are my Sorel winter boots, which are great for the snow. They're super warm, they have great traction, so if you're walking on slippery ice or snow, it's very unlikely that you're gonna fall, which is great. I am a klutz. And then the other boots that I have with me here are my Blundstones. Blundstones, I would almost say, are like the staple Vancouver boot. A lot of people have them. They're really popular. They last a long time. They're really good quality boots. I think I paid close to $250 for my Blundstones, and that is kind of the baseline for those shoes. And it is a lot of money to pay up front, but given the fact that I wear them every single day, they keep my feet warm, they're waterproof, they're fashionable, they're comfortable. To me, they were well worth the investment. You don't have to go and get Blundstones, not at all. They're just one of my personal favorites. They're really great boots, but any water resistant, waterproof boot will do. Blundstones are a great option. Sorels are a great options. I'm just naming these brands because these are brands that I have tried and trust. Of course, if you have found something that is reasonably priced, great quality, and is something that you actually like, there is nothing stopping you from going and buying that instead. I'm just sharing some of the things that I have and some of the different brands that I really like. During the fall and the spring is usually when I'm walking around in slip-ons or Converse or sneakers, anything of the sorts. The winter time here does not totally permit canvas cloth shoes. It just is not a good combo. It doesn't work. So make sure you have some water resistant boots. We are back in my closet, and my friends, these are my beloved Blundstones. These are my favorite things ever. I personally think that they're kind of cute. Great tread, which is also very important because it gets very slippery here. Again, I'm not saying you have to go and buy Blundstones. They're just a great option. As I was saying earlier, I also have a lovely collection of canvas and soft material shoes that are definitely not waterproof. Those guys are typically reserved for spring and the fall on relatively dry days. So yeah, that is my lovely collection of shoes that gets me through the fall, winter, and spring here at UBC. In terms of clothing and footwear, those are kind of the main things that you really should consider getting. I am strongly encouraging you to invest in those items. They are well worth it, and especially if you're coming from a warmer country, wherever that may be, you might be a little shocked by the temperatures here. That pretty much does it for what I would consider to be essential in terms of clothing your body, between hats, mitts, jackets, boots and socks and sweaters and all that good stuff. I would say you would be very well dressed if you were to invest in those items. There are some other things I'm going to mention that aren't considered clothing items per se, but still I would consider to be absolutely essential for Vancouver. First being an umbrella. Making sure that you have one of these little bad boys is very important because it likes to rain a lot here. I really like having a small one just because it's easy to pop in my backpack if I have to. Not only does it have a little flashlight on the bottom, but it also has like a little slip cover, which I think is great, especially if you want to put like your wet umbrella into your backpack. The other thing I would say is very important is having at least some sort of semi-water resistant backpack of sorts, or a backpack cover, or just something that will help keep your bag dry. So whether that means you're using an umbrella, or maybe you get like a water resistant spray, or just a backpack cover, or a backpack itself that is water resistant, it doesn't matter so long as it is kind of protected from the rain. When it rains here, it's not usually torrential downpour, but it is pretty heavy and the drops can be kind of big sometimes. I wouldn't say that having a water resistant backpack is essential by any means, but just having some way to make sure that you're protecting the things inside of your backpack, if your backpack itself is not doing the protecting, is really important. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that would be considered essential for Vancouver weather, but I think this is kind of everything that you guys need to know to get yourself started, at least. I hope that you guys found this a little bit helpful and have a better idea of some of the things that you might need to get before coming to UBC, especially if you're coming from somewhere halfway around the world with a completely different climate. But regardless, I do hope that you guys enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you do have any questions relating to some of the items I've talked about or anything else you think you might need here in Vancouver, feel free to leave a comment down below or reach out to me via my email, which is found in the description box below. As always, thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.